Man, thanks for staying with us. Now, in about a few minutes, we'll be chronicling the issue around the election that will be held in Edo State, gubernatorial election in Edo State tomorrow. And of course, I have Ambassador Victor Atewe, who is a media consultant and political analyst. Thank you so much for joining us on the news.
Thank you so much for having me this afternoon.
So earlier on, I want to believe you did see a couple of the citizens in Edo State saying that they are fired up for the election in the state, despite the fact that the governor has come out to say that it's going to be a do or die election. But for you, what are the key factors that you would consider might be an influence in terms of the outcome of the election tomorrow?
Okay, there are a couple of issues that that would be that would influence the election come tomorrow, Saturday. But one of such is, of course, the Feliciable impeachment factor is going to play a very major role in the northern part of Edo State, and of course, the seventh senator and former chairman of APC. That's Adam Sushomole is going to play a very key factor in this tomorrow's election. And of course, to the credit of the governor, the implementation of the 70,000 naira minimum wage, that of course we have a kind of soft landing for him and of course his candidates. So, and of course, one of the factors I think would really play a very key role in tomorrow's election is, of course, the security of lives and, of course, property of the citizens who would come out to exercise their civic duty in electing who becomes the next governor of Edo State. And I really like the assurance being given by, of course, the DIG, Frank Obawu, who reassured that, of course, there will be safety and, of course, security of people who will come out to exercise, their right, a fundamental human right. But I think what we need to also learn from is, of course, what happened in Lagos State, having people who come out to, threaten people, and, of course, you see them carry out that threat and nothing would happen. I hope the same will not repeat itself tomorrow. And I hope that, the police will really act very civil and, of course, carry out their duty in terms of protecting lives and citizens of the people that will come out and vote tomorrow. But of course, there are a couple of things, but most importantly, I think the Edo people haven't seen, a candidate come out to, roll out their manifesto as to what they would do for the good people of Edo State. And I think it's left for the Edo people to decide which way to go tomorrow. But most importantly is to protect the life and property of everyone who will come out tomorrow. And nobody, I repeat, nobody should be intimidated, regardless of whosoever you're voting for tomorrow. But most importantly, security. And I think that will play a major role. And of course, the tribal factor would will kind of sway the vote, and that might really, we would have, issues in some part of Edo State.
Oh, well, the security chief, Frank Omba, has come out to say that there's going to be adequate security to be provided and no one would be allowed to intimidate voters. But then we've seen what has played out in elections in the country for a couple of years, and most recently the one, I won't believe, in Imo State, and how security operatives were on ground, but we still saw violence play out. Do you think people are optimistic and sure that it will be free, fair, and void of intimidation in the states?
To be honest with you, since maybe I would say 2003, we've never had any free and fair election in this country, to be honest with you. Yes, similarly, peaceful, yes, some can be, but to be say free and fair, I think it's a big word we use in our election, and nothing is free and fair, because not just because of we've seen that in previous election, in states election, and we've seen a lot of hijacking of a ballot box, and you see police just stand aloof and do nothing about it. So I just want to say that this is one of those political, or let me say media statements that the police usually comes out to assure the people. But on the D-Day, you find out that, all social media, and you find out that opposite is the case in terms of them protecting, the citizen, and of course standing against all those touts who might want to, destroy the process of tomorrow election if it's not going their way. So we've seen that in previous elections. So, but I just want to believe Frank Oba, being who he is with his antecedents, a man who I think I want to trust him. Is a man who is who is vicious, a man who is disciplined, and I believe that he's going to leave a mark in terms of making sure that tomorrow's election is safe to an extent, even though you can't guarantee safety in all the 18 local government area of Edo State. But we'll just try to see what will play out in tomorrow's election. But of course, if you ask me, there's no election in Nigeria that is totally free.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Victor Atewe, for sharing your thoughts with us on the news. We appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.